Hey guys, I'm back with another Booster Box updates. Let's get started. Sorry for the late video. I slept really late, and so my schedule's all delayed. But I'm back to give you guys the market update, and hopefully just about I think 2 hours later. Um, Definitely, I'm still seeing trends with big sellers, and so I want to go through that. So there's two big ones, things I want to know. Twilight was so I've been mentioning big sellers, like heavy tech, mostly actually recently, where they're controlling the market price to some extent because they'll list like a pretty low price. This is maybe the lowest price, maybe around the lowest price, and it lists a good amount of boxes. So the boxes are starting to go down, but like what's really important often is to compare the amount of boxes to the demand to make just to the basic math. Like is selling about 7 to 10 per day. You just divide 37 by that, and you're like, I don't really expect these to sell out in the next day, so I don't really expect any major price movement, and also account for how many other sellers are around it and how long it would take to get to the next price jump. So yesterday I noted that 200 boxes were added to TCG Player for Twilight Masquerade. It literally went from like 400 to 600. It seems like those boxes have disappeared. I don't really remember the seller's name because I don't really rewatch my own videos. Usually, after some point, it'll just stick it to my brain. But yeah, I'm guessing since it went back from 600 to 400, I no longer see like 200 boxes listed near the first page that they just kind of removed their listing. Um, so because of that, Twilight is looking kind of like how it did before again, to some extent. So demand is still pretty decent. It's still 11 yesterday, but some days it'll sell between like 11 and 20, but it's closer to like 11, 15, like toward the lower end. But because Twilight has such, I'm gonna say like low available supply. Like I don't know the right term for it, but like what I'll see like compared to other boxes, there will only be so many boxes usually listed near the low, and then it'll be like it'll progress to the high like relatively quickly. Um, I am starting to see more other sellers just list like slightly higher amounts of boxes, like nothing crazy like those other big sellers, but usually somewhere between 6 and 10. So it's like a 7. Um, because of like you'll see that. Let's see, where's the next significant price point? So over here, this is a pretty significant price point. This is um this is almost 230. Actually, this is pretty much 230, but over here it's 215. So that's a huge price jump. And a lot of booster boxes don't have that price jump. Like Paldea doesn't usually have that price jump. And over here you see that there's only 10 boxes in between that. So if it's selling like at least 10 boxes a day, which it pretty much is most days, if you look at the last month, there's been like a couple, like 3 days where it's been lower. Whereas like I see a 7, I see a 6, I see a 5. But other than that, I think literally every other day in the last month, maybe there's like some 9 boxes, but pretty much you could like pretty easily buy out pretty much all that in that day. Sometimes Twilight even sells for prices higher than I expected. I don't really see that many here. I do see this 233, which is very high. Um, but yeah, some people ignore the low price sellers. So it's very interesting how they remove the listing. Yeah, I got comments saying people add and remove the listings all the time. In this case, it was true. Heavy tech usually doesn't. I feel like I don't really see it usually remove it. That it just kind of leaves it there. It might lower the price or change the price, but usually the boxes are still around that ending mark. So all sellers have different sort of things. I also hear about some sellers trying to liquidate because they're afraid of the Pokemon market right now. So like sometimes it gives you insights on um, what people are doing behind the scenes. Other big news is that Stellar Crown is kind of the next booster box to really cross 200. It's 202, and I know that like 202 is like barely more than 200, but like a lot of these boxes would go to around 190, like 199 at the worst case, or like 199.99 or something. Sometimes they'll just stick around like 196. Like Obsidian has been like 199.99, something like that, for like a really long time. It hasn't really broke into two, and I think it represents the real sort of like um, market resistance. Um, there's just some like it's true. Like why do people put everything as like 99.99 because they're kind of avoiding going to that next sort of price barrier because they know people don't like it. People feel better if like you sell them for just a penny less, which is like nothing, and you praise at 199.99 instead of $200. So it's just like pretty expected sales marketing or sales strategies. But yeah, it's finally crossed 202, and because what happens before, like you see it literally in the sales data in the listings. Like people will keep listing at like 199.9, 199.9, 198.9, 197.9, 198.9, 199.9. Like there'll be like price wars at that, like mini price wars at that price point. But now it seems like we're people are like, okay, we finally accept that we should no longer price war this, or there's really not enough people in the to do a war. And so you see 202 here, then you see 204, and then you see 205. So it goes from like 200 to 205 pretty quickly. This is only 4 boxes, and it's selling about um, some days it sells on low end of like 8 to 10. But other days it goes. It's more normally like um, I say around 10 to 13. Every now and then it'll go to like something higher, but usually around 10 or 13 is the normal. I feel like, and every now and then it'll be like 7 to 9. So at that rate, it should go um, to a five pretty easily, and then even 210's like not too far away. So yeah, I don't know if more supply will be added, but honestly, Stellar Crown's supply is really low. Like I think it's getting even lower. Like 100 is really low, and Stellar Crowns are like in its own particular case because no one thought it would be like as desired as it would. But the thing is, like, it's probably because of the timing. If Stellar Crown was released earlier, like before Twilight or before Temporal, it wouldn't have done nearly as well. Um, but I think Alpha from Reinvestment said that because through all these market cycles, people are learning, people are getting more educated, and seeing Pokemon is more of a sure thing, and public sentiment changes. And so Twilight changed that, and since Stellar happened right after Twilight, there's more and more people who are like, I should buy up Stellar for whatever reason, and that's what contributes to Stellar doing so well. Actually, people weren't doing that with Paradox, Obsidian, and Paldea a lot of times beforehand, and therefore people didn't take advantage of those price movements, and they didn't move up for a long time. Okay, I'm getting a little too wordy on the analysis, but yeah, as far as like the okay, I'll go to these next couple things. Obsidian, I think it is really close to moving to the next price point, just like Stellar has. I'm not really surprised that Stellar did it first, because Obsidian has always had random resistance, and Stellar has not had a reprint. It's like I'm telling you, it's one of the more privileged sort of. I'll call it like one of the newer generation booster boxes in this generation. Like, it's the new kid on the block, which got all the perks that the old guys had to work hard for, or the old booster boxes. So there's more stadium available. There's this King's game which appeared with 15 boxes. But after that, it goes to 202 actually pretty, and this is even 210 over here. So there's not really that many boxes. It's mostly because it's King Games listed it. Otherwise, it should already be around 210. And yet it sold like 18 yesterday. So you know that selling rate, like these should sell pretty quickly. Is anyone actually buying above? Yes. See, most of these things are in the 190, like just below 200. Some people did buy 200. Paradox and Temporal, so they're affected by heavy tech, but the rates are looking kind of okay-ish. SV base less, but I don't think you're gonna get cheap Paradox and Temporal for that much longer. I think that people are starting to pick these up. Paradox, I see that there's a little extra demand. It's probably really hard for you guys to see this, but usually it's more like 10 or 20. And yesterday hit 30. And it's something that like it's pretty obvious to see from far away. It's like, hey, booster boxes are like a pretty desirable investment, and you want cheap booster boxes. And joining together is getting really expensive, so you're running out of options. So people are going to go Paradox, especially when they don't really fear about Paradox reprints. And because it's literally the cheapest booster box available at 176, so the price went up like $1. Um, and we're starting to see like if you do the math, like oh wait, that is Obsidian. There's 88 boxes, which is like a lot, but if it's selling at 30, if it goes to 30 boxes a day or more, like 20 boxes a day is like 4 days, and then 30 boxes is like 2.5 days. Um, so yeah, don't be surprised if like Paradox selling kind of shoots back up. after all these boxes are disappeared. And same thing with Temporal. Um, Temporal has 55 boxes, so it's even easier in that sense. But if I look at the demand has been spiking recently. You see, like, ever since Pokemon started its sell, there's a slowdown. But you do see in general this block over here from like starting from the Pokemon started sellout is going up. Like you see the demand over here, and you see 3 month view. There's more in the last couple of days. So yeah, don't be like people are starting to pick up on Temporal. People do like Temporal. It doesn't have the same stigma as Paradox. I'm not really sure why it took so long to sell on Pokemon Center. Um, I think it really is like a Stellar versus Temporal sort of thing. Like Stellar happened after Twilight, and Temporal happened right before Twilight. So I think that had part something to do with it. But yeah, we're seeing selling like there was like 22 the other day, and then like 17. So at that rate, like just do the math. Like even at 17, that's about three or so days, and after that, like you're gonna see it go up, and people are gonna increase their prices. So yeah, I'd say less than a week, but yeah, so don't be surprised if like this thing just kind of keeps going up. There's been no talks of reprint for this, and even the reprints that we've been talking about getting seem really, really abysmal. Rudy from Investment said that he's like the third largest buyer of Pokemon cards, and he got like 5 cases of searching, like 30 boxes of searching sparks. That's how much he got. So other people must have gotten like nothing. Um, and then Paldea and SV base. So SV base is going to be a little slower compared to Paradox and Temporal. I feel like smart people are probably going after those boxes a little more, except for people who want to go after the rest of like Sword and Shield base appreciate really well. So Scarlet Violet base may also appreciate really well. But as far as like actual demand goes, we're still stuck at like the 7 to 10 range. Yesterday was even less at 4. And at 37 boxes, like it's just a little longer, and there's more boxes in between. So SV base just gonna be a little longer. And in Paldea, demand is picking up just ever so slightly. It's like 13 or 14. Um, when it was like around 9 to 10 before. Um, Heavy Tech has 25. Yeah, I don't think these heavy tech boxes will last forever. Like at this rate, they'll sell in about 2 days. Paldea is a really popular set, so also like everyone knows that Paldea is gonna do really well. So I don't really have to go to that. But the data supporting it, 25 boxes, it's gonna sell a lot easier. It's been going through its boxes much faster than like the other heavy tech boxes. That's pretty much it. Like here's a graph of surging. Demand's kind of consistent, and the price is about the same. Some things with Sword and Shield. Silver Tempest, it continues to do quite well. 10 boxes, 10 boxes, and 7 boxes. That's you see the demand has been significantly higher lately. Seems like people are starting to pick up more Silver Tempest. I actually sold some of my Silver Tempest the other day, so maybe I shouldn't have. I just had some like damaged boxes for Pokemon Center that I wanted to offload. So for me, it was more just like I just didn't want to think about it. Like 2 of the boxes of Pokemon Center had tears in them. I was like, okay, you're gonna rip these anyway, right? He's like, yeah. I was like, all right, cool. I don't like because I didn't want to like hold them for a long term and have someone say, oh, there's a rip in it, and I was like, even like the plastic wrap. Like I remember I bought a Pokemon Center one Silver Tempest box like before all the bull run stuff. Um, and it came in like perfect condition at Pokemon Center, and then I ordered like some boxes after that, near when it almost sold out. The boxes were like such bad condition. Like I was like shocked. Um, but you can't really buy anything from Pokemon Store anymore. But yeah, that's why you order early. Because they didn't come in cases or anything. So but yeah, Silver Tempest is doing well. The price did go down a little bit, but after this one seller sells these 3, it goes kind of back up. I say 275 and 280 is not even too far away. Yeah, the demand is really like one of the biggest aspects of it. Um, as long as the demand numbers are high enough, and for Sword and Shield, it's like 7 to 10 boxes a day is quite high. Supply will be eaten up. Um, yeah, it's officially went down about $2. All right, let's go and order stuff. So Sword and Shield base, nothing really happened. The price went up like $5. I'm not really sure why. I don't see any sales. Darkness Ablaze, yeah, there was a spike in demand yesterday. 5 boxes. That's way more than any other day this month. Um, And yeah, actually, dark displays, yeah, you do see for the 3 month graph, there's been more steady supply. The graphs are like thicker, more consistent, or the graphs are taller, more consistent than in the other periods. So the price isn't really changing that much, but yeah, like um, it is like at that rate, it can get to 213, and after 213, it kind of goes to 227. So and after that, it goes to 235. So and then 240. So these are okay-ish price jumps. It's just like not fast because of the supply or the buying rate. Um, I don't know why Babel styles here. It went up like $1. Yeah, there's probably not that much talk about Battle Styles. I think I was just noting that like it'll probably go to 195 pretty soon, but it's been there before, so it's not really that big news. Chilling Rain, nothing really happened yesterday. Actually, no boxes sold. Evolving Skies has been having a little more demand. 2 boxes sold yesterday, 1 box sold today. Still pretty slow. I'm not really that concerned with Evolving Skies right now. Fusion Strike, there's one cheap box for anyone watching this. This is a 470 box, technically 100% feedback, but it's again I don't like go drew the sellers or anything. So like don't take just do buy your own risks. I always say. But after that, it's going to like its nice little trajectory of like heading toward 500. Um, well, only 2 boxers sold yesterday, but yeah, someone listed a boxer sale, but it's after that goes straight to 490, 4 boxes, 495 for 3 boxes, another 495, and it hits 500. So it's definitely still going faster than Lost Origin. Lost Origin is like going way too slow. It should its target price for me is 410 because that's like a new price high, and that's like over here, and it's just too many boxes. It's gonna take way longer, and it also sold just 1 box yesterday. Brilliant Stars is still too slow. It's having a real dry one lately. No box sold yesterday, so it's stuck at this $300 price. Astral Radiance still continues to do better. It slowed down and then it went back up to sell 3 boxes, and at that rate, it could really just keep going up. So it's stuck at 275. Hollow SQ came in, which is another low price seller, and then after that goes 275, 280. All right, that's it for today's video. Thanks, guys. Bye.